Brodes Media.
I'm sad. I'm not mad at the team. I think they gave us what they had. I'm just more annoyed that it happens every year. In a strange way, this is probably the best I feel about a loss. I'm just so used to losing that I've been so pissed in so many other sequences. When Ben Simmons doesn't want to dunk it on Trae Young, or James Harden with a no-show in a big game, or something like that, it bothered me like no other. I have a lot of conflicting emotions right now, but I'm not mad at them. It just sucks. Sucks. Came down to a Josh Hart 3. Get the ball out of Brunson's hands, because you can't have him beat you. Josh Hart's wide open. He cooks it. Every game came down to literally the final couple minutes, seconds. To the point where Nick Nurse pregame was joking around, basically saying, it doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter what decisions are made. It doesn't matter who plays, who doesn't play, rotations. By the end of this thing, it's going to come down to a couple of shots. And he nailed it again. That's the way these two teams competed. It was a lot of fun. I don't know if I'm happy because it's over, happy that it happened, sad that it's over, sad that it happened. I have no idea. Tobias played 29 minutes and gave you 0 points, though. That I do know. Horrible. Kyle Lowry, 0 points, 13 minutes. Or 19 minutes. What was it? 13 minutes, 0 points. You know, that's 2 starters for you. Giving you zip. Joel did his thing. I didn't think Maxey played a good game. I know he had a couple of buckets there in the fourth, and he could not get a whistle to save his life. But I still thought that defensively and other possessions offensively, other than the ones he didn't get called on or no foul was called on him on, I just don't think he played good. I don't think he was comfortable. I don't think he was comfortable at all. Whether the Knicks elected to play him differently and have a different sense of urgency so he couldn't put up 46 and feel good after what he did last performance. Whatever it was, just wasn't as crisp. And it goes a lot farther than just he was fouled. I think sometimes he goes up so wildly, he puts himself in a position for them not to blow the whistle. And then other times, I think he straight up gets screwed. It's a little bit of both. It's 50-50. Just like this series was. And it was a beauty. I mean, it was a doozy. I could only imagine what it would be like to not have anything on the table in this one. Because it was one of the wildest rides in the world. OG with the big dunk as the C parts. I thought that was when it was all said and done, but then the Sixers respond with a 3. Look, the Sixers were down 20-plus points in this one, and they battle back. They have a 10-point lead. What? Buddy Hield? What? His first possession, I'm going, yo, Nicholas, get this fucking guy off the floor. Come on. Yo, get this guy off the floor. He was afraid. And then after that, what? 20? Campaign giving you life. Batum giving you life. Batum had a tip, a putback, tip in, dunk. Guy's 58. Getting up there. But for as good as all the role players were for the Sixers, DiVincenzo did his thing, OG did his thing, Hartenstein started to do the good old put shot, Jalen Brunson. The one thing that bothers me about him, it's not so much him doing it because he's getting away with it, but the league literally made it known that we are no longer allowing fouls to be called when a defender is going full speed, stops on a dime, and then the guy following them runs into the back of him. That's not, you removed it from the game. You said we're no longer going to allow players to utilize this. We are watching the film. We are showing every single referee who's in our league, unless they didn't do that, and they're even more incompetent of a league than I thought. But this is what we're doing. We're not rewarding that play. and he got rewarded with it all day long, which is a joke. Joel Embiid gets the ball from a rebound. The ball then hits Hartenstein, and now the Sixers get fucked. Just brutal. I thought the refs were horrendous. But they had their bench players do their thing. We had our bench players do our thing. And it came down to a max contract player was absolutely useless. How fitting for him to go goodbye. And maybe that's why we feel better, or at least I feel better, or I'll speak for myself here, that at the end of this season, I've been crushed, I've been angrier, I've been sadder, I've been more depressed when I saw a Sixers team lose. But maybe it's the fact that, you have one more real crack at this, whether it's Paul George stuff, whether it's LeBron James stuff, but because Tobias Harris will no longer be here, you finally have a chance to get that off the books. And, getting a third guy in here, a max contract slot next to Embiid and Maxey changes the whole dynamic of this team. They just had a max contract guy play almost 30 minutes and give you 0 points. Zero. Like, actually think about it. 0 points. Thought I wasn't going to get mad. But him, I don't get that. That? After you just played your ass off and did pretty well in game 5? But maybe that's why we're finding some sort of joy, because Maxey grew up on us, and Embiid, for all the idiots that claim he can't play this time of the year, dude had pretty much 40 at 39 points. It sucks he ended up fouling. I would like Kelly Oubre to foul Josh Hart underneath the basket. Instead, it goes to DiVincenzo. He hits his free throws. Yo, come on. We got to be smarter. We got to be smarter. And that's why the other half of my body eats me alive, because why is it always the Sixers that just don't do enough? No matter what it is. It might be one possession in the fourth with 40 seconds to go. Whatever it is, it's always the Sixers falling short. It's Ben Simmons passing to Matisse Thybulle. It's James Harden and Embiid no-showing. It's this, it's that. Ben got injured one time with the back injury. I believe they got swept that year. It's always something. Bellinelli, it's big shot. Oh no, the confetti fell. It wasn't a big shot. Always something. Embiid with the face injuries. Always something. When will they be smarter? When will they lock in those details? Because it was, what's the word I used? Disjointed. I like that word. It was disjointed early. And then even at times in the fourth, it was more disjointed than the Knicks. The Knicks got Jalen Brunson the ball, and it was in control. It was comfortable. The Sixers may have found a way to scrap a bucket here and there, score some points. They did score 30-plus points in the fourth, so it wasn't a dreadful 12-point effort, 16-point effort. They were getting buckets, but the eye test throughout the flow of that fourth period, it didn't really give me a bunch of confidence, whereas I thought the Knicks looked more in control as Jalen Brunson was the one facilitating the action or scoring his buckets and getting points. So for whatever that's worth, it just sucks, man. It sucks. Joel Embiid had a bad game 5. Joel Embiid, when you look at the totality of this series, he's the farthest on my list. He had a stinker game 5. He's been giving you 35 points per game leading up to game 5, and then he almost gives you a 40 burger. And as much as Maxey was excellent and thriving in game 5, 46 points, one of the most epic moments in postseason history. That's pretty amazing. Joel Embiid did better than that. Joel Embiid already had a game better than that in this series. And what Maxey did was sensational. It was actually fucking phenomenal. It was so good. And Embiid had a better game than that. So Embiid has showed me I'm all right with Embiid. I'm good with Embiid. Embiid's the least of my concerns. It's what's Daryl Morey going to do with the flexibility that's at his fingertips. Because the opportunity is there. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm going all in on LeBron James. I like that way more than Paul George. I don't know what that is. I don't know how that happened. I ain't paying attention to what's going on with him and the Lakers and this and that and where his son's getting drafted, whatever. Go get LeBron James. But that's a conversation for another day. It's not really here.